Okay, so I welcome you all to this new lecture series. This is about using TinkerCAD. TinkerCAD is a software which doesn't need anything to download. It works on the web browser itself. It doesn't require a lot of requirement from your uh, internet or let's say for your RAM. So let's begin with the today we are going to learn this interface about TinkerCAD, the different things that you can do using this. So starting from the very beginning, this is a recent files. This option creates gives you an option to see or to change anything in the file that you have already made. This button will open the file whichever you are uh, planning to edit. And this is for new design, for designing anything new. So for now, you will click this new design. Clicking this new design will guide you here. This is the name of the file that you are making. You can save the name in here. If whatever you make on this interface, it gets uploaded to cloud automatically and you need not to save anything. It gets saved automatically. Then this is the view cube. This shows the different location, different parts of the drawing that you want to see. This is home. Home button puts you in a perspective mode. This is view all for viewing everything that is on your work plane. These buttons are for zoom in and zoom out. This is for orthogonal or perspective projection. Now this button is for copy. This button is for paste. This is for duplicating. This is for delete. This is redo, undo, and this is redo. Similarly, from here you can see this is group, this is ungroup, this is align, and this is mirror. We'll learn the application of all these buttons by using it real time. Let's say this option lets us select any object. Let's say we are on basic shapes. We can drag and drop this box from here to here. Now in this box we can change a lot of things. These arrows, these holding points will let you increase or decrease the length and the width, and this is for the height of extrusion. You can change all these from clicking at this point, at the node point. You can change it here. Let's say we draw it to be 40 and this to be 30. Press enter. Now set the height for the same. For the height we click here and set as 5. So this is the workpiece that we have. Now to pan or to rotate this, you can keep clicking the right click and try to move this panel. It will move along. Okay. By holding the middle button, you can pan the whole diagram in any part you want. Then this is in solid mode. You can make it whole as well. We'll learn about this a bit later. Now about this, the arrow that you can see here, this arrow, this shows us about the plane. If you want to offset this object from a plane to at any distance, you can enter the offset distance here. Let's say we want to move it by 10. So this object will be moved at 10 spacing from here. You can see that. Now we can, by pressing Ctrl Z, we can again place it on this work plane. In order to make anything, now whatever we drag and drop here is being made on this work plane. If you want to build something on above this or in this plane, what we need to do is select the work plane, and then you can select work plane as any direction you want. Let's see, I selected this and I can drag and drop this in here. Now whatever I have drawn is in that plane. Now plane is very helpful. See, if I select work plane as this and drag any object in this, it will be attached to this plane only. So work plane has a lot of importance when it comes to drawing. So let's go back to where we were, like this. Okay, so this explains the workplace. Now we will discuss the copy paste. Select this object and click on this copy object, copy. So it copied this object. Now you can paste it and move it wherever you want. So this was copy paste. Now let's say we have two objects which are not aligned to each other. So what we can do is we can use this align. Select all these two by selecting a window and then click align and click at a point you want to align these. I want to align these in the center. So now these are aligned about that point. You can align it at towards any point. You can align this as well. Let's see, we select these three and then select a line, then move it. Now this is aligned to the center of this rectangle. Now next thing, if you want to place a cut in this, what you need to do is select this object, make it a hole. Then what you can do is you can select these two objects, align it to the center so that both the objects can get aligned one on another. Then press this group button. Then there you have it, a hole. Now if you want to make it a box, then what you can do is you decrease the dimension for this. Let's see, we decrease the dimension of this by a little and align these two objects towards this point. Then select this object, make it a hole, and select these two objects, align these objects towards this line, and then press this group. Now see, this is again makes it a box. Why? Because the first rectangle and the second rectangle has a difference in their dimension. So whenever we overlap those two, it creates, and cut it, it creates such objects. So this is very useful in cutting any object. Now next is ruler. Let's see the application of for this. To explain this, I would like to make a box whose dimension is a bit smaller, let's say like this. Now we go to our top plane, make it orthogonal, drag it here. Now drag the ruler to this end. Now this ruler will tell me about a lot of things. If I click on this, the distance from this end to this end is defined here, and I can change it as well. If I want to make it equidistance from horizontal and vertical line, what I can do is we can put here 5, let's say, and this distance also as 5. So this is 5 from here and 5 from here as well. We can change the dimensions as well, or we can this is for reference. This scale is for reference for all the objects that we have put in our drawing. Now to remove the ruler, just click on that ruler. Then there is mirror object. Mirror object is, now we have discussed this and this bulb is still remaining. This bulb is about show all. If I select this object and click this select this object and click this bulb, it disappears and we can do anything without it hindering our view, or we can click it again to bring it back. Now let's say we want to draw something right here. So if we go on this plane, now this view is hindering our view, this object is hindering our view. So what we can do is we can select this object and make it invisible. Now we can work on this right face if we really want to. Okay, so this is the application of that. Now let's say we want to imprint our name on this object. On this object we want to imprint our name. We can go to text and numbers, then click on text. We have to select the plane to be this as well. Let's off this for a while. Select select work plane, select this as work plane, drag your text here, right, let's say we draw test, and okay. The dimension, you can set the dimension as you want. You can set the height, place it here. Now in order for it to cut, what you need to do, you need to drag it down as well. Now let's see if it's not aligned, right? We have to align this text as well. So first, let's use the application for that alignment. We align it to the center, then we align it to the, let's say in the, now in order to make that work, what we were doing, you select this text, make it small, go to the top, drag and drop this here. Now let's see in this direction, move it below, select whole, and then select these two objects and press this join button. Now this will create the hole that you require. So this is how you use this option. Okay, now this is sent to. This is for saving the object in PNG format, whatever you are using, or you can send it to Fusion 360 as well to work further. Uh, these are the printers that it work with 3D communities. You can use this as well. Then there is export option where you can export your drawing to 3D printed. It can be of STL format, OBJ, or GLDA format. So this was it for today. In this session, we completed the interface for this, whichever is required for our modeling purposes. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next